Welcome back, guys. I'm gonna be taking a break from the anime reviews. I think just this week, but in the meantime, I'm gonna do a not a rundown, not a review, my thoughts and feelings on YandereSImulator. Yeah, talking about feelings in 2020. A joke, am I right? Anyways, I was always a big fan of YandereSImulator. Like that game was very promising. Like back in the day, all the YouTubers would play it. They'll fucking make it look hype, and you couldn't wait for the game to come out. Like even I was a big Yandere fan. Like surprisingly, I'll fucking watch Yandere does videos like every day, waiting for a new fucking report to come out. And it wasn't until like 2 years ago that I realized he's a piece of shit. Because this whole time I've been feeding his lies. I was blind, is what I'm trying to say. I didn't want to believe what I was hearing, until until I saw it for myself. First Alex you know, he kind of delays a song like every once in a while. And all right, that's understandable. He makes a video about it. He gives you his points, his excuses, and then he teams up with Tiny Build, and I'm like, oh, he's finally gonna finish the game. And Tiny Build's a reliable company. Look what they did with Hello Neighbor. They're even doing a part two. But then you find out he disassociated with Tiny Build. He yoinked them. He threw them away. Like, what the fuck? And at that point, my third eye started opening, dude. I couldn't believe it. I was lied to. I felt betrayed. This whole time, I believed him. I believed him. And that makes me feel like shit. I was like, oh, okay, the song is coming maybe next month. And then next month comes by. Oh, things have not been going good. I'm about to delay us on a. But look at these Easter eggs I've been working for. You know, that's what gets me mad. And it's not like it's not a and it's a common thing. 6 years in running and it's still going. And I hate when sometimes people bring in the argument only the Patreon supporters could be mad at Yonder Dev, which isn't true at all. Because us fans, past and present, we have gave up our time, our support. We believed in him, everything. Some of us even defended him, and then he stabs us in the back. And the worst part is, some of us we're still fucking blind. We think he's gonna deliver us the best game in years, but it's impossible. There's still gonna be 10 rivals in the game. 6 years in running, there's not even one. Yeah, and I feel like you could put part of the blame on these YouTubers, right? Because they continue to play Yonder similar, they continue to hype it up, and they ignore what Yonder Dove does. It's everyone can see it, but like when you have I'm not gonna drop any names. I'll just make up some fake ones. When you have Trey from Trey Plays playing fucking Yandere Simulator, all his viewers are gonna see it. Like, oh shit, if Trey's playing it, maybe I should play it. And then they go and try to play it, and they can't fucking run it on their shitty ass computer according to Yandere Dev. And that's how he gets new followers. He gets you. He's basically a fucking cult. I do feel like at first Alex did care for the game, but like as soon as it blew up, it went into his head. He was making 5 grand every month at some point, and then for like a good like 3 4 years, he was making like 3 grand every month. So he didn't really have to work on the game. Like his Patreon supporters were taking care of him, and that's what I don't like. I feel like the Patreon supporters. Like I know I made the argument that only like not only the Patreon supporters should be mad, but I feel like they should be the most mad. They should be the most angry at Alex. Because you know what he does with that Patreon money? He fucking spends it on sex dolls. He spends it on Nintendo Switches. So usually I wouldn't give a shit where a person spends their money, but him buying those stuff is like spitting at his fans. They give him that money so he could develop the game, so maybe he could hire someone. But he turns around and he uses the money for his own fucking pleasure. He uses it for his own pleasure. And I'm not gonna go over all the bad things Yandere does because that's not what this video is. So I want to just wrap this up. Well, the Yandere part, and I'm gonna get into the YandereSim fan games because I feel like they have a problem too. You know, wanting to play YandereSImulator has caused a lot of people to make their own spin-offs. Their own YandereSim type games, and that creates like a love. No, not a love cycle. I mean like a hateful self-destruction cycle. Okay, because this is how usually the fan games go. All right. So if someone wants to make a game because they hate Yandere Dev, or in spite of him, or they want to make a game because they want YandereSim to be finished. So they're like, oh, okay, I'll do it myself. I don't really give a shit. Anyone can make whatever the fuck they want. But then it starts bothering me, man, because they build these games, they hype them up. Everyone, they get new fans, they get new support, and then as soon as something goes back, they jump ship. So it's similar to Yandere Dev. But instead of jumping ship, he's just dragging his fans through the mud. That's the only difference. Like, these events has caused me to kind of give up on this type of game. Because no one has never ever finished any of them. And recently, yeah, there has been one promising one. Dr. Apis with Love Letter. I like following these fan games because I hope one day one of them might be finished. Because I could finally play Johnny suddenly, even though it's their own IP. But then it's hard to support these games because the majority of the time they always break, they always abandon them, and I don't want to see that happen again. With Tashi no Mono, I was following that game really hard. I was supporting them. I was in their Discord, everything, and then the game is abandoned. And the developer says it's because he lost passion. That's pretty fair to say, but the problem is he built this big community of people, and he's just gonna lead them there. He's basically blue balling everyone, and that's what I don't like. And that's pretty much it. My video, I just wanted to explain my feelings towards Yonder Simulator and the fan games. I don't really give a shit about the drama, but it's kind of hard to avoid it when it just keeps popping up on a recommended page. And then you have anything to say, you have any thoughts, leave in the comments below. My next video might be a review on Planet. I don't know yet. I'll see. Thank you.